On the issue of voting rights in the upcoming election, the crucial swing state of Wisconsin is, as the president might say, going through some things right now. In a lawsuit brought by a conservative advocacy group, a state judge has just ruled that the state of Wisconsin must immediately deactivate the voter registrations of more than 200,000 people who live in Wisconsin. 200,000. More than 230,000. I mean, for context, the newly elected Democratic governor of Wisconsin, Tony Evers, he's pointed out in reaction to this ruling that he won the governorship last year in Wisconsin by less than 30,000 votes. This new immediate voter purge ordered by this state judge, sort of engineered by this conservative legal group, will purge the voter registrations of more than 7 times as many voters as the number that made up the margin that elected the state's last governor. Yeah, can't be too careful. Let's get these voter rolls trimmed. Disproportionately, the voters that are being targeted to have their registrations deactivated are in Milwaukee and Madison, which you can imagine why. They are both bases of the Democratic Party's support in the state. They're both home to large college campuses full of students who, again, tend to vote Democratic. And so naturally, those are the places being targeted to have voter registrations deactivated. And as Wisconsin is springing into action to take more than 230,000 voters off the rolls effective immediately, the great state of Georgia, as of tonight, is doing the same thing. You might remember in the hard-fought Georgia governor's race, that got national attention, right? Democratic rising star Stacey Abrams facing off against the Republican Secretary of State in Georgia, Brian Kemp, the man who was in charge of running his own election as Secretary of State. The main controversy in that governor's race, the reason Stacey Abrams never formally conceded that race, is because of this massive effort by the Republican-controlled state government in Georgia, Brian Kemp first among them, to cut down the number of people who were allowed to vote in that state ahead of that election. Between 2012 and 2018, the Republican-led government in the state of Georgia canceled over 1.4 million voter registrations just in that state. 1.4 million. Well, as of tonight, the Republican-led state government, now under the gubernatorial leadership of Brian Kemp, because now he's the governor, tonight they're trying to unregister another 313,000 people in Georgia, people who are registered to vote, but the state government is going to unregister them. They are going to deactivate those voter registrations and purge those people off the voter rolls. Stacey Abrams was not elected governor against Brian Kemp. She now leads an anti-voter suppression group called Fair Fight. Fair Fight has been battling this in court to try to stop it. But, I mean, this is part of a larger thing. I mean, as Georgia Democrats have fought harder and harder to register more and more people to vote in that state, and as Georgia has thereby increasingly trended purple and even toward blue, I mean, this has been the Republican response to just wipe people off the voting rolls by the hundreds of thousands every way they can. And so, yeah, these days are upon us already. The next election will, of course, be decided by which candidates are on the ballot and how good they are at running their campaigns and the mood of the country and all the rest of it. But in a technical sense, in a nuts and bolts sense, the next elections will, of course, be decided entirely by who votes in those elections. Who finds it easy to vote, who finds it hard to vote, who finds themselves disallowed from voting. So Wisconsin and Georgia, both in the middle tonight of purging between them hundreds of thousands of voters off the rolls in both states. In both of those states, the people who are disproportionately targeted by those voter purges are people who are likely to vote Democratic.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.